Hi, everyone. How are you? I'm Meryl Hayton, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Yoga with Meryl Hayton. I'm working on the lighting. I know it's a little dark, but I'm just going to put my computer down and walk over to my mat. And we will do a nice yoga class together. So at least the lighting is a little bit better down here. All right, so I have a yoga strap, and I have 2 blocks. Right? If you don't have a strap, you can use a tie or a belt. And if you don't have yoga blocks, you can use a couple of big bath towels or big beach towels would work as well. And I also have a bolster, and you can use a firm pillow or a couple of pillows for that instead. So I'm going to start in a supported hero's pose. Hero's pose is sitting on your shins or on your knees, and I'm turning the blocks the long way, right? So the blocks are this way, and I have 2 stacked, and then my legs and ankles are just framing it out. Sit however it's comfortable for you. You can have your legs crossed and sit if you have a bolster or blocks, right? Oh, I also have a folding chair. Excuse me. I also have a folding chair here for an option. You can do downward dog using the folding chair instead of on your hands. And at the end, we're going to do something where you might want the option, right, of using the chair. So wherever you are, find yourselves a comfortable seat. Sit up nice and tall. Take a deep breath in. Lengthen through your tailbone, all the way up through the crown of your head. As you exhale, bring your shoulders up to your ears and round them down your back. Soften here into the pose. Even though your spine is nice and long, your muscles are soft. And your head is over your heart, which is over your hips. Your hands are just resting on your thighs. So in yoga, we breathe in and out through the nose, if you can, unless you feel congested. It helps you to keep an inner awareness. Unlike regular exercise where you breathe out your mouth, you're exerting energy out. We want to keep the energy in. So closing your eyes if you haven't already. And take a quick body scan, an imaginary body scan from your head all the way down through your body, down your legs to your feet, and down your arms to your hands. And just notice, is there any tension anywhere? Any pain? Any injuries? Or maybe you have a chronic problem or illness. And what does that bring up in your mind? Does it start to bring up, oh, I don't know if I can do this class, or judgments about your body, or you being wrong? Right? What does that bring up? It's all just a noticing. So as you inhale, imagine drawing up a positive life force energy, a prana, your life force energy from the center of the earth, drawing it all the way up your body to the crown of your head. And as you exhale, you're releasing tension, right? Releasing anything that doesn't serve you, anything unwanted, just releasing it back down into the earth. So your breath is kind of circling, inhaling, drawing energy up from the earth, prana up from the earth. And as you exhale, releasing tension, worry, doubt, unworthiness, right? Illness, pain. And let your breath be low in your belly. So your belly expands and the sides of your body expand. Your back ribs expand behind you. It's like a balloon opening in your body and then deflating as you exhale. So now that you've noticed what might be going on in your body, let's try to send it some love and send it some healing. So bring in a loving moment in your life with your kids or your pet, a loved one. Create that inner smile, that feeling of love. Maybe it becomes an outer smile where you lift the corners of your mouth. Now send this feeling and surround whatever is going on in your body. So an injury, pain, illness, whatever it is, if it's just a general chronic illness that you have, just envelop your whole body in this loving, healing energy. You can add in white light, a healing, cleansing, white light, and loving energy. It's helping to dissolve whatever is going on in your body. It's breaking away into dust. And as you exhale, it's leaving your body. Slowly bring your hands together in prayer at the center of your heart. Thumbs are touching in between your chest. Take a moment and set an intention for your practice. It's like a reason besides the physical practice. It's sending out some good karma. So a positive mantra or affirmation you use for yourself, an energy you would like to be in, or maybe sending positive energy to a cause or somebody that might need it. And take a deep breath in. Big exhale out your mouth. Release your hands to your lap, and you can slowly float open your eyes. So you're going to make your way to lying on your back. So if you're on props, just move your props. You can move your blocks up to the top of your mat. You want to make sure that you have enough room to do a full body stretch, right? So we'll roll back on our backs, full body stretch, arms up overhead, straighten your legs. And just pause here a moment. Maybe you circle your wrists. My arms don't extend all the way up overhead here. I don't have that much space, but I'm doing my best, right? Circle your ankles. And then slowly you'll draw one knee at a time into your chest. Give yourself a hug here. You can rock side to side. Maybe make some circles with your knees on the ceiling. Switching directions. And release your feet to your mat. Your knees are to the ceiling, about hips distance apart. Feet and knees hips distance apart. Arms are down at your sides. We're going to do some hip raises here. So press into your feet and slowly lift your hips. It can be a small movement. We'll do a bunch. So each time you can lower down. Each time it'll get a little bit higher and higher, right? Inhale, press up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, press and lift. And exhale, lower down. You're going to do 3 more and reach your arms up overhead at the same time. Inhale, press and lift. Exhale, lower, arms back down at your sides. This helps to open the top of the back and the shoulders. Inhale, press and lift. And exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, press and lift. And lower down. Good, so bring your feet as wide as your mat. Arms can come out to the side. And you're just going to sway your knees to the right and left, right? Nice and slow. To the left. To the right. And left. Come back to center. You can bring your feet and knees in a little closer, and then you're going to drop your knees to the right. Drop the knees to the floor or to resting on a block. Feet come to the floor. Spread your arms out to a T in line with your shoulders. Palms are face up. Breathe into your core and your twist here. If it's okay with your neck, you can look to your left. And lift your knees to center. And you'll switch sides. So drop your knees to the left this time. Your knees are stacked in line with your hips. Arms stay where they are, and you can look up or to the right. And slowly come back to center. Draw your knees into your chest, and we're going to roll forward and back and come up to comfortable seat. Right, I'll do this a few times. If this doesn't work for you, just roll to one side and sit up. Right, so I have my legs crossed here. My right leg is going to be crossed in front. If it's more comfortable, you can sit on your block or your bolster, right? Sitting up nice and tall. We're going to do some arm circles and take a twist here. So right arm is going to cross in front. Reach your hand up. Keep following your hand with your eyes and twist open to the right, and then complete the circle. Right, nice smooth circles forward, up, twisting open, forward, up, and twist open. Come back to center, and left arm reaches forward, up, and twist open, forward, follow your hand, and up and open, and again, up, and open. Good. Inhale, reach both arms up. Good, right hand comes to the ground, left arm up and over for a side bend. Just relax into your right arm and shoulder so that this is not, just crunching is not happening. Take a breath in and out through your nose. Good, and inhale, reach both arms up. And exhale, left hand plants, right arm up and over for a side bend. And again, let this left arm and shoulder be heavy. Good, and come back up. Extend your legs, just shake them out. And then we're going to cross the other leg, left leg in front, which ironically, I'm right-handed, but I'm more comfortable with my left leg in front. I don't know why that is. All right, we'll do some neck stretches, right? So drop your chin to your chest, and then you're gonna roll right ear to your right shoulder, and chin down, left ear to your left shoulder. We're going to slowly go back and forth, down to the right, and down to the left, and back down to the right, back down to the left. And let's go back to the right. Well, let's stay to the right over here. Sorry, I was going, this is my right. Sometimes I mirror people. All right, so you're gonna bring your right fingertips to the crown of your head, drop your shoulders, especially the left arm and shoulder is heavy. Get a nice stretch down the left side of your neck here. Notice your breath. And release your hand. And then left ear to your left shoulder. Maybe left fingertips on the crown of the head, just adding some gentle pressure. Let your right arm and shoulder hang heavy. Slowly release your chin to your chest and lift it back up center. Shrug your shoulders, work out any kinks you might have, maybe looking side to side. All right, I'm just gonna remove my socks. Hopefully you are on a sticky mat and not a foam mat. I know foam mats feel nice and cushiony, but if we're gonna do any standing poses, they're really stretchy, so I don't want you to slip at all, right? So come onto hands and knees, have your toes tucked, knees are underneath your hips, and hands are under your shoulders, or if your wrists bother you, you can have your hands farther away from you so that you have less than a 90-degree bend in your wrist, all right? Sink your belly down here, so arch your back, lift your tailbone, lift through the crown of your head. Inhale. And exhale, round. So point your feet here, belly to your spine, tuck your chin. Inhale, arch. And exhale, round. Inhale, tucking your toes and arching. And exhale, round. So bring your toes together, your big toes together. Your knees can be together, or I prefer mine wide. And you're going to bring yourselves into child's pose, sinking your heart and chest down. Forehead can come to a block or to your mat. Just have your arms relaxed. You can kind of create a diamond shape with your arms, so your elbows are down and fingers come to touch. Let your body relax here. Breathe into your back body and ribs expanding. And slowly come up. So we're going to do a little opening for our shoulders. If this does not work on your neck, I'll give you two options, okay? So stand on your shins here. Your knees are underneath your hips, right? This is what we're going to do. You can use a strap, or you can interlace your fingers behind, right? Or strap option would be hold the strap behind you, palms will face behind you, right? Make sure that your wrists are nice and straight. This is another option if you have really tight shoulders. You can do this. We're going to come to resting on the top of our head, so not the forehead, because that's going to crunch into your neck, and I don't want that, right? So come to the top of the head, but if there's any neck issues, I'll give you another option, right? So open the chest here, reach the arms behind, lift your chest, right? And then you're going to come to the top of your head, reaching your arms up overhead here. So I'm barely resting on my head. My belly is pulled into my spine. I'm using my core here to stay kind of lifted, right? And squeezing my glutes, right? If that does not work, you can come to puppy pose, which is just a different option. Hips to the ceiling, right? Sinking your chest down, you're resting on your forehead. You're getting into your upper back here. So if you have your hands clasped, you definitely want to release, right? And then you'll come forward onto your bellies. So we're in Sphinx pose here. Point your feet, lengthen your legs behind. You're lengthening with your big toes, so your ankles are nice and straight. Pelvic tilt forward. We're creating length in our spine here, right? So if there's any tension in your low back, press more forward with your pelvis and pull your belly to your spine. Draw your shoulders down, lengthen your neck, right? And squeeze the shoulder blades together slightly. Notice your breath. And from here, you can tuck your toes, slide your hands back next to your chest, and you can push up, sit back again, child's pose. So sinking your hips to your heels, forehead to a block or the mat. Keep your arms relaxed. Slowly you'll sit up and you'll do one of those two options again that I gave you, sitting up on your shins. You can interlace your fingers behind and open your chest, or use the strap, right? Or you're going to extend and come into puppy pose. So the first option is gently come to the top of your head, not your forehead, right? Reaching your clasped hands up overhead, getting the shoulder stretch here. Trying not to dump into the neck. Right, option 2 is puppy pose. And then you'll make your way onto your bellies again into Sphinx pose. I forgot to tie my hair up. I'm sorry, it's hanging in my face. Lengthen your legs behind, pelvic tilt forward, belly to your spine. Lengthening your spine here. Shoulders are down, your neck is long. And slide your hands back next to your chest, tuck your toes. So here you have a couple of options. Downward dog, right? You can stay on all fours and do cat-cow. Okay, you can do arching and rounding your spine. If you like child's pose and you want to go back to child's pose, you can come here and then you can press up to downward facing dog. Now, if you really want to do downward dog and it doesn't work for your neck or shoulders or your hands, slowly press up to stand with a flat back and grab a chair, right? Put the chair on your mat. Make sure that it's not on the floor or anything so it doesn't slide. And you can plant your hands and step back. Right? When you use the chair, your feet should be flat down when you're using the chair because you want all of the weight out of your hands, right? So if I'm up on my toes, there's a lot more weight in my arms and my hands, right? So you want your feet flat here. There's really almost no weight in my hands. I'm getting a nice stretch down my spine, down the back of my legs. Good, bend your knees. If you're on the floor, right, slowly walk your feet forward. And you're going to come into a forward fold. So you can put the chair away, right, and come into a forward fold. Your knees can still be soft. Feet are parallel, so outer edges of your feet are parallel. If you need a block, right, put one block right in front of your feet. Let your head hang. Weight in the balls of your feet, belly to your spine. So inhale to a flat back, right? So a flat back is like this. So I'm anchoring my fingertips somewhere on my shins or hands on my thighs, just not the knee joint. And then, if you're really flexible, you can keep your hands here, and you want to lengthen from your tailbone through the crown of your head. Engage the backs of the hamstrings with your mind, right? Engage the hamstring muscles and your glutes. Lift your shoulders. Good. Hands come to your hips. Elbows up high to the ceiling. Press and rise slowly using all your muscles, core, and everything as you come to stand. All right. We're standing. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Good. And you're going to grab, I know you can't see, but I'm grabbing my right wrist with my left hand and bending over to the left. Press a lot into your right foot, right, sticking your right hip out, but you still want to feel a lengthening in the left side of your body. Notice your breath. Trying to stay nice and stacked here, not folding forward or swinging back. And reach both arms up and switch. So right hand grabs the left wrist like this, and then reach up and over. So lengthening both sides of the body, up and over. Notice your breath. Press a lot on the left foot. Nice. And release, arms out, and hands to heart center. Just take a breath here. Maybe come back to your intention. Come back to your loving, healing thoughts. Close your eyes a moment, refocus your breath. and release. And we're going to grab our straps. Right, we're going to do a shoulder stretch. So you might not need the strap, but strap over your right shoulder. And you're going to reach your right arm up and then pat yourself on the back, grab the strap. Right, and then left arm is out to the side, thumb is down, palm faces behind you. Either you're going to grab and, you know, grab your fingers, or you're going to use the strap, right, to get you open. So get that right elbow up to the ceiling as much as you can, right? Get a nice opening here in your shoulders. Take a breath, standing tall, chin parallel. Good, and then slowly release and just flip your palms up and down, roll your shoulders out. All right, and then we'll do the other side. So if you need the strap, you don't have to use it. Left arm up, pat yourself on the back, grab the strap, right arm out, palm faces behind. Good, and grab your strap, or you interlace, just about get my fingers, interlace your fingers. Right, so you're like this, or grabbing the strap. Maybe you're here, right? That's fine. Either way is fine. Take a few breaths here. Feel the stretch and the opening in your shoulders, your triceps. Release slowly, and then just wring out your shoulders. Good, and make some circles. Nice. So we're going to do a standing forward bend with our hands clasped behind. Again, you can use the strap if you want. So stand with your feet mat width distance, right? Mat width distance, and either do hands clasped behind with the palms facing behind you, right? Or interlace your fingers. I'm going to interlace. Open your shoulders here. Lift your knees to firm your thighs, belly pulled up and in. A little micro back bend here. And then fold forward and reach your clasped hands up and overhead. So notice the backs of your legs and your low back. If they feel super tight, right, bend your knees. Notice your breath. Release your hands and hang in a forward fold. You can grab opposite elbows while you're here and just sway a little bit like a rag doll. Release your hands. Heel toe your feet closer together. Inhale, bend your knees, sweep your arms out and rise to stand with a flat back. Arms come up and overhead and hands to heart center. All right, so we're going to come back down on your mat. And again, optional downward dog. So you can use your chair or hands on the ground. So we'll start here. Inhale, sweep your arms out, up and overhead. And exhale, forward fold with a flat back. Nice and slow, descend. Inhale, half lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Plant your palms on either side of your feet and step yourselves back to downward dog, optional, right? You can do hands and knees, cat-cow, or downward dog on your chair, right? Or child's pose. But we are going to come and do a few more child's poses. So All right, so if you're in downward dog, come to hands and knees and have your blocks at the top of your mat. All right, and you're going to step your right foot forward. Foot is going to come flat down, and your right knee is on top of your ankle, and your left knee is behind your hip a little bit. It feels better on my knees to keep my toes tucked, but you can point your foot if that feels better. You can stay low. We're not doing anything crazy here. Right? Really press into your front heel in the right foot. Feel like you're scissoring in the legs together a little bit. So you really squeeze your glutes, lift through your pelvic floor, lift and shine your heart forward. Maybe look up. Soften your face, deepen your breath. And then we're going to sit back halfway, straighten your front leg. So if you need blocks, you'll slide them back and frame out your leg or your knee here, right? I don't need them, but they're there if you do. Hands to the ground or your blocks. Try not to have your left hip sticking out too far, right? And you can play with pointing and flexing your right foot, right? So you're pointing and flexing. Just see how that feels on the back of your leg. And then you're going to slide your right leg back, and you're going to take your blocks. This is just an option. Take your blocks. You're going to place your elbows on the blocks. Sit back in child's pose. Right? Bring your hands to prayer, and then your head will rest on the blocks. Prayer comes to the back of your head. Release your hands and your arms, and then we'll do that on the other side. So come up with your blocks if you need them. Step your left foot forward. All right, so your right knee is behind your hip. My right toes are tucked, but you can point your foot as well. Again, left knee, is stacked on top of your ankle. You got to scoot your foot forward enough. Again, feel like you're scissoring in your thighs, pulling up through your pelvic floor. Hands can stay on the floor or blocks. If you want to raise your arms up overhead, you can. Take a few breaths. Inhale. Sink into the pose. Soften your face. And slowly you'll sit halfway back, right? And straighten your left leg. Slide your blocks back if you need them. 4 hands on the ground. And letting your chest fall over instead of the head rounding forward, right? Let the chest fall over. Take a couple of breaths. You can play with pointing your foot like I am and flexing it. Right, pointing and flexing. And then you're going to slide this left leg back and take your blocks or whatever you have. If you have a couple of rolled blankets, that works too, right? So now they're farther away from you at the top of your mat. You're just placing your palms on them and coming back to a child's pose, sinking your forehead to the ground. And slowly come back up. So we're going to do a legs up the wall version. If you do not have a wall, you can do legs up on the end of a couch, and you also have the option of legs coming over the seat, right? So whichever option you're doing, you want to scoot close and then swing your legs up, right? So that your legs are at a 90-degree angle if you're doing a chair or the couch. And then you would lie back and rest. Or, then you can also have your legs up like this, but if the chair is, that's not going to work. If the chair is not leaning up against something, right? Let's move that off. And then we're going to do, so legs up the wall. You want to sit sideways to the wall and then scoot your butt up the wall. So I'm on my hip, right? I'm on my right hip. Lie down on your side and then swing your legs up as you come onto your back. Straighten yourself out. Your legs are up and your arms are just resting down at your side or hands on your belly. Just relax here, close your eyes. This is great for your circulation. It is pumping blood to your heart in the direction of your heart instead of the opposite, right? This is relaxing for your feet and your legs. Getting a little stretch in your hamstrings. Let's do 3 more rounds of breath here. If you need to switch your legs around, you can. You can open them wide into a V. Right? You can do soles of the feet together with your knees out in Baddha Konasana version. All right, so you're going to bend your knees and plant your feet on the wall here. And then I want you to take your right ankle over your left knee. Now, I'm so close to the wall that look what happens. I lift my hips, right, in order to cross my knee. So you want to back up, excuse me, just a couple of inches. Give yourself a little bit more room, but still enough of a stretch in the right hip, right? So right ankle over the left knee, just hang out here. Letting your right hip open here, getting a nice stretch, nice gentle stretch. And release and extend your legs just for a moment, up the wall again. And then you'll do the other side. So bend both knees, plant your right foot on the wall, and then cross your left ankle over your knee. And slowly release. Again, extend your legs a moment. And then you're going to bend your knees. You're going to roll to your right side. And gently press yourself up. All right, so you're going to extend yourselves on your mat so that your legs are long. And you're going to take your blocks, right, or your blankets, whatever you have, or your towels if you have. You're going to put one behind your upper back. So it's from my bra strap higher, so right where like the tips of my shoulder blades are and higher. Right, you're going to put it down, bend your knees, right, and you're going to lie back over it. And then you'll take the other block at the higher height. So if you're back bendy, right, and you want to do it at a higher height, you can totally do it at level 2 or level 3, and then the other block would be higher. You just want your neck to feel long. I have to sneeze. And not tucked in. You don't want the chin tucked in, and you don't want your head back too far, right? So at the second height, it's nice and long. Arms rest down at your sides, getting a chest opener here. You can keep your knees bent with your feet on your mat. Your knees can fall into touch with your feet wide. You can do the opposite in Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together with your knees out, or your legs are straight. Again, just a minute or so here, getting a nice restorative opening. I'm just looking at the clock. Okay. Relax your body. So one more breath here. And you can bend your knees if they aren't already. Plant your feet on the mat and just gently sway them a little bit, not all the way, right and left. And the next time you go to the right, you'll roll over and you'll press yourself up. Remove your blocks off of your mat. So if you love that pose and you want to stay in it for Shavasana, you're welcome to do that. Otherwise, remove them, right? And then take your bolster. If you don't have one, you can use your blocks or your rolled towels, whatever you have, and place them under your knees. Your legs should be completely down and relaxed over them, and then just lie back And we'll come into a Shavasana here. Arms are down at your sides, palms are face up. Just let your legs fall open, relax your whole body. Let your body restore itself. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Big exhale out your mouth. Surrender. Let everything go. Slowly, you'll start to bring awareness back into your bodies. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, Deepen your breath. Bend your knees and plant your feet on your mat. So you might have to push away your blocks or your bolster. Inhale your arms up overhead. And as you exhale, roll to your right side. Rest in the fetal position. Cradle your head in your arms. And then gently press up. Come to a comfortable seat. Keep your eyes closed. Draw your hands together in prayer. Anjali Mudra, hands to heart mudra. Take a moment and come back to the center of who you are, and maybe your intention if you set one. I thank you so much for joining me here and letting me guide you through your practice today. Let's close our class and join us together with chanting Om. You can either listen or join in. So take a deep breath. Gazing with your eyes into your heart, and from your heart into your eyes. With loving kindness, I wish you a good day. Namaste. So I thank you so much for tuning in. Please like and share my video if you like it, or if you know anyone that could benefit from it. I am trying to come out with weekly classes on here. I also have a podcast called Empowering You that you can find on Spotify. My website is merylhayton.com. I have online programs for wellness, for your bodies and for your minds, like finding mobility, more mobility in your body, and finding peace and clarity in your mind, teaching mindfulness. I offer meditation and EFT tapping, and I am a life coach. So, as I crouch down here, I know, to say goodbye until next time. All right? Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye for now.